Welcome back to Dominate Your Potential, the show that empowers you to grow, lead, and make a lasting impact. I am your host, Milton Sithole, and can you believe we are on episode 15? Yes, episode 15 of the solo episodes of the podcast. And today we are talking about your light. We're saying, let your light shine without dimming others. I'm excited for today. Like, it's episode 15. It's always good to when you have a dream to go for it. I remember I had an opportunity to speak at an event in Birmingham last year in November, and I was just telling the people at the time that my book was soon launching, and one person asked the price tag for my book, and I did mention the price tag, and well, I don't know if it was funny or what, but the whole audience somehow they laughed when I mentioned the price tag, and I was sharing that with my publisher, and she gave me one of the most sound advice I'm going to share with you right now. And she said, "You know what, Milton? That is a standard price for a book, £12.99. Don't worry about the people who laugh. You have to stick to your guns." That's what she said. She said, stick to your guns. And that's the kind of the mindset that I'm rolling with right now, even as I'm now on episode 15 of the Dominate Your Potential podcast. I am sticking to my guns, and I just want to say the same thing to you. Whatever it is that you're doing, you may not be seeing the results at the moment. You are doing whatever you're doing. You've got a dream, you've got a passion, you set up a business, whatever it is that is in your heart that you feel you need to do. Stick to your guns. And well, it's episode 15. Yes, so today is about shining with confidence and humility. That's so important. It's about becoming all you called to be without making anyone around you feel like they are less. Yes. You see, think of voices like Jim Rohn. He had a strong voice. He was clear. He had clarity on the message that he was portraying. At the same time, he was challenging, but never condemning anyone. His words, they lifted people. He lifted us up instead of pushing us down. That's the kind of a person, that's the kind of mentality that we all ought to have, to lift others up, pull them up, not to pull them down. And when people hear like, let your light shine, that's what Jim Rohn did. He's let his light shine. And like when people hear, let your light shine, some worry. It sounds arrogant. You're like, okay, I'm shining. How are you doing? I'm shining. I'm a burning and a shining light. As you're moving about, as you are conversing with people, there's this confidence that oozes out of you because you know who you are. So it may sound arrogant, like it's all about showing off, but a big but, a very, very big but. You see, real light doesn't show off. It shows the way. I'm reminded of John C. Maxwell in leadership. He says that a leader is the one who knows the way, he goes the way, and he shows the way. That's it. You're not arrogant. You know the way, you're going the way, and you are showing the way as you let your light shine. So your light is your God-given combination of gifts. Precisely. Like for myself, I remember sharing with someone that I'm a bundle of abilities. I'm a bundle of abilities because I've got different gifts. So that is your light. These are your God-given combination of gifts. It could be your story, just your personality, your character, who you are, and your calling, because each and every one of us, we have a calling. There is a reason why we are here on planet Earth. And me, I was born as an answer to the cries of millions in the world. And it's the way you bring hope. I'm having this podcast, my book, Dominate Your Potential is out. You can grab your copy on Amazon. This is my way of contributing to bring hope to the world, to someone out there in the world, and to bring about clarity and courage into rooms, families, and community. This is me. You understand? I don't know about you, but whatever it is that is in your heart that you are doing, that you feel you need to do, it's about time that you look at it and say you're about to bring hope to someone else. When you're walking in your assignment, for example, your presence, it gives people permission to believe more is possible for them too, not less. That's very important. People need to believe that there is more for them too, not less. As they are seeing you, as you're walking, as you are speaking, as you're standing, how you present yourself, as you are letting that light of yours shine. You understand? So just think of someone whose content inspires you. The reason you keep returning is usually not because they make you feel small, right? But because they make you feel capable. That's the kind of light you're called to carry. You make others feel they can do anything. You understand? You lift them up, make them believe, to make them dream bigger than their circumstances, make them believe that anything is possible. Now, I mentioned Jim Rohn. So we are just going to look at what I call the Jim Rohn effect. That is to challenge without condemnation. You see, Jim Rohn had a powerful way of speaking. And he will challenge people sharply. Like I listen to his tapes, like is there on YouTube, and that's how I know about Jim. I never met him personally, obviously, but on YouTube you can get his material, like and be blessed. On Spotify, like you can get the material from Jim Rohn. He had this powerful way of speaking. He will challenge people sharply, but you never felt insulted. Yeah. You feel invited. You felt invited even higher. Like he had this balance that he had, like of truth and grace, conviction and compassion. You see, there is a difference between you are not doing enough and there is more inside you than what you are currently living. A very huge difference. What is the difference? One attacks identity. The other awakens potential. Now, as a content creator, a speaker, or a leader, the goal is not to make people dependent on you. It's to make them aware of what's already in them, right? Your light shouldn't create fans who feel beneath you. Rather, it should raise sons, daughters, leaders, and builders who start to shine in their own lane. You see, success without a successor is failure. So as you grow, ask yourself, does my message shame someone, or does it shape people? Does it condemn or does it convict? And then give them a path forward. Yes. You see, you have to shine without intimidating other people. You can say all the right words, but like what is in your heart, the heart posture, what is your standing inside the heart? You see, you can say all the right words, but your heart posture is what people feel. And most of the times, like it says that from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You understand? That which is from the heart is what will then project to the people that you are speaking to. And I just want to share with you a few internal checks before you post or speak. Like you say, am I trying to impress or trying to impact? For each and everything that we do, be it on social media, when you're posting a post, be it on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, whatever, on X, what is the purpose of that post? Why are you doing what you are doing? Are you trying to impress or are you trying to impact? And you should check your ego. Like, is this about ego or it's about service? It comes down to the why. You understand? Will someone who is struggling feel invited or embarrassed by this message that you want to share? Why are you doing it, and how will it impact other people? You see, when your goal is to genuinely save, when your goal is to genuinely save, it shows like in your tone changes. You start saying we more than I. You see, more than you, more than I. You share your mistakes, not your victories. You are vulnerable. You want to build, because after all, your story could be the next big thing that will transform someone else's life. So you stand as a guide on the journey, not a judge from a distance. You see, people don't need a perfect superhero, as it were. However, you are perfect. You understand? Though you make mistakes, you are still perfect. They need a real human who is walking with God, learning, growing, and willing to share the lessons. You know, scripture says, "Be thou perfect as I am perfect." However, in our pursuit, we do make mistakes, right? So that's it. There are practical ways to shine and lift others. Yeah. And this is Dominator Potential, where we endeavor to empower, so that you can break free from the self-defeating thoughts and become the man, the woman, the leader that you were created to be. So I'm just going to be practical with you and share with you, how do you shine brightly and make sure people feel safe, seen, and stretched, not small. Even as you're rising, lift others up. As you're climbing, climb with others. Do not ever find yourself in a position where you despise anyone else and feel that you are better than someone else. If you catch yourself in such a thought, rebuke yourself immediately. You see, one way to shine is you use your story, not just your standards. You don't only say you should do this, rather you share. You see, like here is where I missed it. You are accountable. You acknowledge that you missed it somewhere, and you share the lessons that you learned and how someone can also avoid those mistakes. You see, that turns pressure into guidance. You are not judgmental. You are not shaming anyone. You are making impact. You are uplifting. As you are sharing your story, there is hope, there is motivation, there is inspiration that someone is getting from you. And one other thing that you can do is to celebrate progress, not just perfection. Each and every time you make a move, you celebrate that progress that you're making. When you share wins, also celebrate small steps. Someone starting their first video, for example, attending their first event, journaling for the first time. It tells people you don't have to be there yet to be on the right path. Remember the episode where we spoke about, do not despise the day of small beginnings, of small episodes. You are just making a step, and you need to celebrate that progress. Today is episode 15, and I am thrilled. I am oozing. I'm excited because there is progress that we are making. We are not there yet, but we are progressing. We are moving one step at a time. And other thing that you need to do is to teach with steps, not just slogans. Yes. You see, motivational quotes, they are great, they are wonderful. I love them. But people also need, for example, here are 3 things you can do this week, that kind of thing, whereby they can then know how their light becomes brighter and brighter and brighter, and your light becomes a roadmap, not a spotlight that blinds them. You are a map, not a spotlight that is standing alone there and blinding other people. And number 4, you have to affirm identity before addressing gaps. the subject of identity is very important. You see, start from you are gifted, you are capable, there is greatness in you. Les Brown always says, there is something, you have something special. He says, you have something special. You have greatness within you. See, I may not know about you. I don't know your story. I don't know anything about you, but there is this one thing I know about you. You have something special. You have greatness within you. That's right. You affirm identity before addressing gaps. You say there is greatness in you. Then talk about discipline. Talk about responsibility. Talk about growth. Challenge. The challenge lands better when it sits on a foundation of honor. You're honorable. You are speaking from humility as you do. When you do this, people experience your content like a coach. Like you are in their corner. You understand? Like a coach in their corner. You are with them. You are in this together. You are not a critic in their face. Yes. So your light. Make sure your light is not competition. That's the challenge with most people. They just want to be in competition mode when it's not even necessary. Some people dim their light because they are scared others will feel threatened. Yes. But you see, light is not like a limited budget. It's like fire. One flame ignites another without losing its self. You see now, your assignment is not to be better than anyone else. It's to be faithful to what you've been given. When you stand fully in your lane, this is what happens. You inspire others to stand fully in theirs. You prove that obedience is possible in real life. You model what partnership with God can look like in business, for example, in ministry, in family, and in personal growth. So shining is not about saying, look at me now. Yes, look at me, look at me. No. It's about saying, look what's possible. You are not being pompous. You are just saying that it's possible, We are not saying this to impress, or we are not doing whatever we're doing to impress, but you are doing it to impress upon the people that it's possible. And look at what God can do with a willing life. So don't dim down your testimony. Don't dim down your excellence. Don't dim down your standards. Consider yourself like put high standards for yourself, and don't dim your standards to make others comfortable. Instead, keep your hand open. Share what you know. Show how you got there. That's very important. Remember, a leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. That's what you are. You are a leader. So you share what you know, and you show how you go there and help others climb too. That's very important. Very, very important as you are shining your light. Now, take a moment this week and just to reflect on these questions. I've got 3 questions that I need you to reflect on. Like, the first question is, does my content leave people feeling inspired, condemned, or confused? Does my content leave people feeling, number 1, do they feel inspired, or they feel condemned or confused? And the second question is, where can I share more of my process, not just my results? You see, most times on social media, you see people, they share like the results, like it's a testimony, which is wonderful. However, at times you need to share the process so that you can help others, show them the way. And the question number 3 that I need you to reflect on this week is, who can I intentionally encourage, be it by a message, be it by a call, or by your content online, so they feel seen and strengthened? Remember, as you're doing these things, there is a purpose, there is an end to why you are doing what you are doing. Why are you doing this? Because your light is needed. Why should you do this? Because your voice is needed. Your story is needed. But remember, the world doesn't just need bright people. It needs bright, kind, humble, and generous people. People who shine and help others shine too. Exactly. So remember, let your light shine. Shine bright, 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 bright. And if today's episode encouraged you, just share it with someone who has a calling but is afraid of doing too much or being misunderstood. Remind them their light is not a threat. It's a gift. And as always, keep growing, keep leading, and keep dominating your potential.